Hey everyone, welcome back to Norton Man Reviews. I'm your host, John Norton, and I have a special treat for you today. I got one of my buddies to sit in a comic review. It's my friend Cody.
Hello, everyone.
Oh yeah, there you go. So before we get into it, Cody is not a comic book fan, right?
Not really. I mean, my boy makes comic books, but I'm not really.
Yeah, if any of you saw the video that I did with my brother Rob on his channel where we reviewed the Candy Crush, what is it called? Candy Crew.
Candy Crew.
Just this adorable little comic book on lined paper. I think I have to do the second one.
Yeah, he really wants to do the second one.
Anyways, this is his dad. Cody's an artist. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Cody?
Okay.
Well, that's great. Thanks for... Cody, you're an artist.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been drawing ever since I was little.
I know. But Cody draws not comic book stuff. He draws more special art.
Yeah. Special.
Yeah. kind of combination of stuff. You did a combination of Wolverine and Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, I did...
what else?
I did Chucky and Iron Man.
Chucky and Iron Man?
Yeah.
Chucky the doll and Iron Man?
Chucky the doll, you don't remember that?
No,
it wasn't it wasn't Iron Man, it was Ant-Man, because that makes more sense.
Right, you did...
Because they're both small.
Hellraiser guy.
Hellraiser with
Iron Man. And you did Hulk with Jason.
Yeah, because they're both powerhouses.
So... I thought it'd be fun to look at a comic book with someone who doesn't read comic books, and for you to be like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, I was always the tag-along guy when you guys would go to the comic book store.
Yeah, you just hang out in the back corner,
and just kind of look at the pictures.
And then you picked up you wanted to buy that Emma Frost.
And you guys made fun of it.
I was like, "Why?" You're like, "Cause boobs."
Yeah.
But you've always been a fan of the Hulk, right?
Yeah, he reminds me of myself.
Oh. With an inner rage that just is bursting to come out.
It's just waiting to come out. And...
Should I get away from you, or are you gonna get mad at me?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I mean, you've seen it once, but I don't really let it out too much.
Right. All right. So we're gonna look at World War Hulk, which I thought would be an appropriate comic for you to look at. There's 5 issues of it. We'll probably do a video per issue. So let me explain to you the state of the world, the Marvel Universe at this moment, right?
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
What does rated T mean?
Rated T for teen.
Oh, that's simple. Okay.
Yeah. Like teens and over, this is appropriate comic book for.
Okay.
It's also the same thing with the video game system. So the Hulk has always been, he's been a hero, but he's been kind of a menace, involuntarily or not. And I can't remember in the comic books what event happened that the Hulk did. But some of the big brains in the Marvel Universe, like Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four, there's a group of them. They all got together. They call themselves the Illuminati. You saw the Doctor Strange movie in Multiverse of Madness? Mm-hmm. You know, that group they went into, they called themselves the Illuminati. Had the guy from The Office. He was Mr. Fantastic.
I think
Do you remember that part?
Not really.
Okay. Well, that really derails my explanation here. Anyways, a bunch of really smart, important people got together, and they had the storyline where they were doing stuff behind the scenes of the Marvel Universe, right? So they felt that the Hulk was too dangerous and too powerful just to be left on Earth. So he was doing a mission in space. They sent him off to do hey, take care of this issue on a space station. I don't really know what. But once he finished, they basically they trapped him in the spaceship, right? And they said, hey, you would probably be happier someplace else, so we're sending you to this planet where there's no intelligent life, but there's plenty of, things for him to hunt and to stay alive and just be alone and happy, right?
Which would kind of be good for him because of his state of mind.
Right. Everything. But, so he was kind of pissed off at them. But for whatever reason, where they were sending him to, got sent to the wrong place. And he got sent to a planet called Sakaar, where he was forced to fight in a gladiatorial arena.
Kind of like the Ragnarok.
Yeah, exactly like the Ragnarok. But that was, it was like a huge 12-issue storyline. It like went throughout a whole year where basically, I'm giving you a lot of history, right? Hulk fought in the gladiatorial arena as a slave. He got away. He joined up an army to overthrow like the Empire. And they did that. But in the middle of that, Hulk met this like badass warrior woman. And they kind of fell in love, and they mated, like they were a thing, right? So he overthrows the Empire, fell in love. He's kind of like an emperor or king, and he's happy there. But again, I can't remember why, and it might tell us in these issues. There was the spaceship that he was sent in. It blew up, right? And it somehow created a huge explosion that killed a lot of people, including the woman he fell in love with.
Oh, so I was going to ask if they had Hulk babies, but I guess...
They did have one Hulk baby called Son of Hulk. His name is Scar.
Did he die?
They didn't know he had a baby at that point. You're spoiling the comics that we're going to look at, so quit spoiling. Quit that with your questions.
So no questions.
Yeah, no more questions. So Hulk is super fucking pissed.
Yeah.
And he's coming back. He's coming back to Earth to hold the ones responsible. So Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic, Doctor Strange, Black Bolt. He was in that Doctor Strange movie. He was the guy who like he can't speak. If he speaks, like he has this weird power where like it just sounds like this huge sonic explosion. Like if he says like even the tiniest word, like it like just obliterates everything.
So he's kind of like God.
No. So a bunch of people. Professor X was part of the Illuminati. He wasn't part of what happened with him here, but he's coming back to like he wants revenge. Okay, that's where we are at this timeline. So this cover, just for those who care, like this artist is named David Finch. He's done a lot of stuff. He only did the front cover. Different artist, John Romita Jr., who is a legend in the comic book art field. He does the interiors. David Finch is a more dynamic artist.
This part right here is pretty interesting.
Yeah, with all those muscles.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if like...
Are those veins?
Yeah, veins.
Tendons?
Tendons. Like, people tend to, when they draw the Hulk, tend to make more of those things, whether that's an actual real thing. It's cool to look at.
Yeah.
You know, it's a visual, interesting
Very
thing.
detailed.
Yeah. So, here we are. Incredible Hulk, World War Hulk. A rampaging monster with near limitless power. And the thing is with Hulk, the angrier the Hulk gets, the stronger he gets. Right?
And this is kind of like where I wanted the movies to go.
Right. That's where a lot of people wanted the movies to go. This storyline is what a lot of people want want a World War Hulk movie. We'll talk about maybe later about why there isn't ever probably going to be another Hulk movie.
Which is very sad.
Yeah. So, this kind of does a recap of everything I said, you know. We're not going to read all the things, but he was a monster, he was a gladiator, he overthrew the Empire, all these things. It kind of just gives a quick...
This is kind of what you were telling me about before.
And now he's remembering Doctor Strange, Mr. Fantastic, Iron Man, and Black Bolt, right? He remembers them. They send a video to him. They're like, hey, you need to go someplace else. But this is kind of in his mind how he remembers it, like all evil and sinister, right?
So remind me again, what did they exactly do to make the explosion?
We don't know.
Okay, that's not
revealed as of yet. Okay. So now we're in space, and you see these like these asteroids or something. And there's this weird spaceship. They call the Hulk the World Breaker, too.
I've heard that before.
You know. And so you see the ship is getting closer, and there's this little tiny speck right there, right? And that's the Hulk. He's on top of this spaceship, and he's just fucking up asteroids and shit.
Nice.
He's just letting his anger out, right?
Sometimes you just gotta let it out.
Sometimes you gotta let it out. I mean, you can masturbate.
He might hurt himself. Wouldn't want him to hurt himself.
So we cut to Earth, and these people are like picking up this like approaching spaceship, and we're like, "What the fuck is it?" And this guy's like, it's the moon, but no, it's not the moon. It's kind of like Independence Day. A huge fucking spaceship is coming to Earth, right? So he goes to the moon first, because on the moon is this guy Black Bolt. Like, so he knows Black Bolt is part of what they call the Inhumans. They're not mutants. They're not humans. They're a different race with different powers. That's a whole thing we won't get into, right? But Black Bolt is their king, and he is the most powerful.
Is she one too?
She's an Inhuman. She's his queen, and she speaks for him, right? That's why she's talking here.
Oh, is this the guy that I said was like God?
Yeah.
Can't speak or it'll destroy your brain?
Yeah. So he lands, and she's basically saying, like, hey, you come unannounced on the land of the Inhumans, like, looking like you're ready to fuck shit up. But you don't want this fight. You have faced my lord before, and you failed, right? Like, the Hulk has fought him before, and he's won. That's how powerful he can be. So he's like, he can...
Question.
Yeah.
Is he stronger than Thanos?
Well, it's not, he doesn't have, like, a physical strength. But his power could probably really fuck up Thanos, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think. That's a good question. Maybe the comments.
Now here's the thing. So his power, is it finite, or does it get?
I mean,
can it get bigger?
It can get bigger. Like if he just says like something tiny, it depends on how much he vocalizes. You know, so we're going to show something here, and then hopefully that'll help you. The merest whisper will blow your broken body into the sun, she says. And he's like, I don't fucking care. You shot me into space. Killed my world. He's like, I don't care what you're telling me here. I'm coming up to fuck shit up. And they say, stop. He's like, never. And you can see here, I'm going to pull it up close here. But see that tiny word bubble?
Is that him whispering?
Yeah, that's him whispering. And he says, enough. And you can see like the power starts emanating, blowing him back, right?
Well, where I was going with that is because you said before, the more angry he gets, the stronger he gets.
Right.
So I was like, is his finite? And if his is finite, and his keeps growing, couldn't he eventually?
Let's find out.
All right.
So you can see how much it's fucking him up, right? Mm-hmm. He's just like coming at him. He grabbed his hand already, and these like blast waves or whatever, it's just really fucking with him. And it knocks him back, right? It makes these shock waves. So good job, Black Bolt. Like you fucked up the Hulk, right? And they're like, okay, we're done here. But then he turns and hears,
big mistake.
I didn't come here for a whisper. I want to hear you scream, he says.
He's insane. Look at that face.
Look at that goddamn face, right?
I love this one. He looks totally insane right here.
I know, right? He's fucking rage-filled. So
he just doesn't give a shit.
That should have beaten the Hulk. Mm-hmm. Like the regular Hulk. That probably would have beaten him. So these guys are saying like, oh man, there's a situation. There's shit going on in the moon. What's going on? And then, government is saying like, yeah, there's still that spaceship that's coming. No one really knows what's going on, but that spaceship has reached New York, right? And so there it is in the sky, and it projects something downwards, and people don't know what's going on. They're all freaking out. But it shows this like big holographic, like you can see how huge this holographic image of the Hulk is. He's addressing the world in New York. You see like he's probably in Times Square with these huge buildings. So you can see it's pretty big. Mm-hmm. And here he says, puny humans, I've come to smash, and you should know who's to blame. And he's talking about, you call them heroes, I call them monsters. Listen to what they told me before they tried to kill me. So he's replaying the message that they gave him. I've always thought of us as friends, Bruce, so I am truly, genuinely sorry. But for your sake and ours, we're sending you away. It's the only way we can be sure, right? So he tells them that. And so he's like, Iron Man, Fantastic Four, Doctor Strange, Black Bolt. They shot me into space, sent me to a planet where I could be cut and even killed, where the Emperor made me a slave and then a gladiator. They sent me to die, he thinks, right? But then he says, I survived with my warbound. This guy, Korg, he's that guy in the Thor movies.
He has the accent.
He's not in the comics, he's not fucking stupid like he is in those comics. I mean, he's funny in those movies, but he's fucking badass. And then Meek, who was also in those movies, he's like this weird bug thing. He's there, but he's kind of more of a crazy monster thing. And then a few other people. Like, during that storyline, he met with these characters, and now, like, they're his war-bound. Like, they're on the side of the Hulk.
Where did he meet those characters?
Just on this planet.
Okay.
Through all that. We made
this guy's made of, like, rock, right?
Yeah. And then he said, I was the Green King, and Kyra the Old Strong was my queen. So there she is, right? But your hero sent a bomb, killed 1 million people. And it's like, now this city will fall. He wants to take over New York. You have 24 hours to evacuate. When I return, I want to see Mr. Fantastic, Iron Man, Doctor Strange. And if they're not here, I'm going to do this. So he pulls up Black Bolt's, like, beaten, broken down body. I'm going to do this to your whole stinking planet.
Now, do the people know how powerful Black Bolt is?
I think so.
So that's quite the threat.
Yeah. So Hulk, he has him here and kind of ends his message. So a little bit more backstory of what's going. I gave you the backstory of what's happening to Hulk and in space. What's going on currently with on Earth in the Marvel Universe is they had the Civil War, right? Like that, where it was Captain America on one side, Iron Man on the other side. But it was actually, as opposed to the movie, in the comics, it was a fucking war. Like armies and armies. And Captain America's side lost. And Captain America ended up dying later. He was assassinated by somebody else after the aftermath of that. So Iron Man is running the security of the world through like S.H.I.E.L.D. and everything like that. So Iron Man, like, a lot of people don't like Iron Man because of what happened to Captain America. And now there's 2 different teams of Avengers. A team of Avengers that were on Iron Man's side and a team that were on Captain America's side. And the team that was on Cap's side are outlaws, right? So that's the current state. So Iron Man, he's getting defenses ready. He's like, okay, Hulk's here. He's a big threat. We got to get shit ready. And I don't know, not a lot going on here. I don't really know what's going on. Doesn't matter. I think Iron Man was trying to do something to the ship, but it doesn't work, and it kind of backfires on Iron Man there.
Who's this mystical guy
here? So that's Doctor Strange.
That's what I was going to ask. He looks like Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Doctor Strange is on the side of the outlaw Avengers, and he tells him, like, hey, we're not on the same side, but, like, we got to worry about the Hulk right now. Like, he can break this world. He can tear apart, like, the whole world. Like, we probably got to do something. And Iron Man says, yeah, well, if any unregistered superhero. So part of the Civil War thing is, like, people had to register to be a superhero. Like, Spider-Man couldn't go out and be Spider-Man unless he was, like, registered by the government, because you can be liable for things. So he's like, anybody who's unregistered will get a full pardon. They won't be outlaws anymore. He's like, okay, that's cool, but you're assuming that's like we'll all be alive when this is over. And so the president starts talking to Iron Man, and he's like, can you help us? And Iron Man's like, maybe, hopefully. All right, so
are we rolling?
It's fucking weird, right? I have this fucking ad.
What? Big
arm. Hunger gets what hunger wants, and it's coming out of his...
Wow.
That's creepy. So Iron Man goes to... Okay, it's this guy who's not in the movies, and his name is the Sentry. He is fucking powerful, like Superman powerful, right? But he's kind of insane. And the problem with the Sentry is, like, it comes with this, like, other evil persona called the Void. You should like that, right? So, like, the Void is even more powerful than the Sentry, and if they let the Void out, then that could fucking take over the world too. So they're talking to him here, Mr. Fantastic and Iron Man, like, hey, we know, like, you don't want to be part of certain things, and you were friends with the Hulk, but we need your help. He's like, okay. So he turns in. So he turns into the Sentry.
So he's got another personality that's the Void?
Yeah.
Now, how does he...
It's like a light and dark side.
Oh. Did he always have that, or did he develop it?
No, it was always part of, like, the power.
Oh, it's part of the power. Okay.
Yeah.
Which one's stronger, the Sentry or the Void?
The Sentry, the Void is more dangerous. Like, you don't want the Void to get out.
Because the Void is evil?
Yeah, like...
And he'll do evil shit?
Yeah, but it's also like... I'll have to show you a picture of somewhere else of what the Void looks like. It's not like a black costume version of him. Like, it's this weird shadow demonic entity thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he turns into Sentry. He's like, okay, I'm ready. But then he wants to talk to him, like, let's have a word, please. But here's the thing. If Sentry fights the Hulk, that's like a last ditch effort. Because that could potentially destroy the world too. Like, they're that powerful. So, okay, so now you got people and they're evacuating New York. You got Spider-Man here. He's part of, like, the Outlaw Avengers. It's like Wolverine, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Hawkeye, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, those kind of characters. Mm-hmm. Part of the good Avengers is Iron Man, Sentry, Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, a few others. They'll probably show them here. So people are evacuating. Spider-Man's trying to help out. And then, like, they see this rumble here, like a shockwave. They're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's the Hulk. He's here. But no, he's not here. There's She-Hulk.
And is She-Hulk related to the Hulk, like in that?
Yeah, she's cousins. They're
cousins.
She's like, it's not the Hulk, but the Hulk can smash about 1,000 times harder than what she just did. So she's like, you really don't want to hang around to meet him, so get the fuck out. Yeah. All right, so they're just still preparing. They're waiting for, like, Sentry to show up, I think. Just more words, like nothing really important's going on. And here comes flying in. They think the Sentry's going to be here, but it's Iron Man in, like, that Hulkbuster.
The Hulkbuster, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here's Rusty. He's going to come up here soon.
The Hulk wore, right?
Well, Bruce Banner wore, yeah.
Bruce Banner, yeah.
Yeah. But, like, in the movies, he used that to basically take down the Hulk in the second one. Do you remember that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Like, Hulk went kind of crazy because of Scarlet Witch, and Iron Man fought him in the city with this...
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So he comes down, and they're like, yeah, no offense, but we were expecting the Sentry. He's like, yeah, he'll come when he's needed. And Spider-Man's spider sense is going off. So you got, like, variations, like, iterations of the both Avengers team, like, hanging out, ready. Like, they don't care about, like, these guys are outlaws and these guys are on the cops, basically. Like, we're all together. So Iron Man, he's going to go up there and talk with him first. He's like, so don't attack him until I'm done with him, or he's done with me. Oh, There's Rusty. Say hi, Rusty.
Look right into my eyeballs.
He's like, nah, I'd rather not. So Hulk jumps down. Iron Man's flying up, and they're about to, like, collide. Like, I guess they're not going to talk, right? They're just going to get it on.
Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. They smash into each other right there. And that creates a huge shockwave. It's like blowing out glass of buildings. It's, the heroes are feeling it. Helicopters are being swept away by the impact of this shot. Mm-hmm. And so then Iron Man is talking here, and he's basically trying to explain what happened to, like, the world, but it doesn't matter. These guys are fighting in the air. But eventually, just fight scene, they come crashing down creates another kind of huge shockwave, and they both get up and they're ready to like continue the fight. And yeah, Iron Man's still talking to the world like, I will do what I need to do, protect you no matter what the cost. Like, whatever. Hulk comes at him, he punches him in the gut right there, and Hulk goes flying. You see him like crashing through a building.
Clear over here.
Yeah, crashes through this building and comes out here. So people are excited. Washington, D.C. is watching, Dallas, Texas, Las Vegas, and this guy is saying like, guess that's it then. But there's this guy watching here. And I think this is this guy named Rick Jones, who was like a partner or a friend of the Hulk in like old issues of the Hulk. So he knows how bad Hulk, how much of a badass he is. And he's like, yeah, probably not. Don't bet on it. So there's this crater here and like, you know, this dust kicked up and Hulk, he's like, that's not going to stop him, right? He gets up.
That's like light duty.
Yeah. And then these jets come in when they have the opportunity and they shoot a couple of like missiles at him. And he must be in a goddamn dogs. Hey! Shut up, you stupid piece of shit! Must be in a Central Park there, right? And not a lot of people. And like creates a huge explosion. And Hulk is just pissed. And he yells out the name of the woman that he fell in love with.
Kyera,
something like that. And he kind of goes into a weird mind fuck really briefly. And remembering like the times that they were together, you know, and falling in love. And it just, that explosion reminded him of the explosion that killed her. So he's freaking out, and then he's like, you killed her. Like look at that fucking look in his eyes. And here comes Iron Man again, and you see the reflection in Iron Man's helmet.
Okay.
And he's like, uh-oh.
Oh. Yeah, he's Crackaba.
Takuma, right? I don't know. Like it's sound effects are really weird in comic books, and a lot of times I feel they're unnecessary. Like you don't need a word that says Crackaba. I can't even read what this says.
Thron?
Yeah.
Throom?
Crackaba-throom. You know, it's like if you're a good enough artist, and I feel like this guy is, you feel like the energy. You don't need a fucking weird, like sound effect word.
I think they could just take this out.
Yeah, they should take that out. So they go flying up. There's Avengers Mansion, and this weird spire on top of this Avengers Tower is part of like the Sentry and his powers. That's a whole another thing. So they go crashing into Avengers Tower, and Hulk starts beating down on Iron Man down here.
Smash.
Yeah. See, you don't need. Where's the word bubble there?
Yeah.
You don't need it.
I totally got it.
So when that happens, when he hits him, like this whole top of this building starts collapsing. As you can see here. It's kind of like the equivalent of like the 9/11 attacks, you know, like the building is coming down. And I'll tell you what.
With just that one smash, huh?
Hulk is lucky that Thor ain't around. So that kind of goes crumbling down. I don't think the whole building's coming down, but they're coming down with it. This weird spire, or whatever you call on top of it, does come down. And they continue to fall.
Do you really think Thor can take Hulk?
It depends, yeah.
Just because he's a god or what?
Thor would have to outthink him. In an arm wrestling match or just like a punch in the face, probably couldn't do it.
That's the thing is like, Hulk doesn't think much, does he?
Yeah.
So you could easily outthink Hulk, but the problem with Hulk is he gets stronger. So how are you going to contain all that strength?
Well, you have to contain his anger.
Oh, so like sweet talk him or something?
Yeah, basically.
That would work on me.
Would it? Just like if you get too angry, I'm like, Cody, you're okay.
I was like, oh, really? Okay.
Okay.
Never mind.
So, building comes crashing down. She-Hulk and the heroes come running up. And there's Hulk, and he yells, and he's still kind of crazy, and it looks like Iron Man is fucked up. So,
is that a G?
yeah, that you could use. That's him.
So that's him. That's his vocalization there.
Yeah. So to be continued. So opening page book there.
Interesting.
These are some old Hulk stories. This was a cool one because Wolverine and Hulk always used to fight. So there's this cool image of Wolverine and his claws and the reflection. Hulk
We kind of talked about this last week with Dee about like who would win out of them, and I was just thinking to myself, couldn't Hulk just rip him apart? And then you said there was an issue where he did that.
He did that in Ultimate Hulk versus
and
Wolverine.
they somehow got back together.
Yeah. It's crazy. So yeah, there's just these different issues that tie into this storyline with like Ghost Rider fighting Hulk, the X-Men fighting Hulk. So sometimes they'll do these big events, Marvel will, right? Like this is a world, like this is an issue of Incredible Hulk, where it just like shows some side stories. We don't need to like look at any of this. But there'll be like the main title, World War Hulk, and then like offshoots into other comics. So that's all for this issue. We'll do another video with the next issue. So what do you think so far?
I'm impressed.
Yeah? Are you invested?
Yeah, I want to see what happens.
Cool. All right. So watch out for the next video where Cody will be joining me once again. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button.
Should I tell them to go see my Instagram?
No. And we'll see you in the next video.